Morning, morning, all. What is going on? Midweek Premier League games, eh? Oh, yeah. Midweek Premier League games. Please do me a favor, guys. Bit of housekeeping. Like, share, and subscribe. That's what it's all about. So we're gonna do a Premier League preview.
Are you ready?
Yes, we're back to playing stuff now, man, because my team started winning again. They decided to win. Who would have thought? Yeah, big up chat, man. I don't know if there's many streamers out there this morning, but you know, I thought I'll come on. Day off work today. Not feeling well, but it is what it is. I still got to continue with my life. Yeah, man. Hopefully you can hear me though. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, let's chat in it. Let's chat in the chat. Say whatever you want. That's what it's all about. Let me just check around Twitter and see what's happening. Yeah, guys, I put in the poll, is Reece James better than Trent? I put that. I know he is. You know what I mean? I used to support Trent, thinking Trent was going to get better and all that stuff. But I looked at Reece James the other day. First time I watched him in a while, to be fair. Playing in central midfield for Chelsea and dominating. Don't forget, Caicedo got sent off and he dominated that midfield. He absolutely ruined Arsenal in that midfield. So that's why I'm asking that question. Is he better than Trent? Because when you look at Reece James, he's an all-rounder, isn't he? Trent did play, obviously, central midfield from time to time, but he feels uncomfortable in that position. Then you look at Reece James, he feels very comfortable in that position. He takes set pieces. He pretty much does what Trent does. But I think Trent is a better passer off the ball than him. That's the only thing. I should be speaking about Trent anymore. He no longer plays for Liverpool, but still, you know what I mean? You gotta ask those questions, guys, if you know what I mean. So that's what I'm here for, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I love football, innit? I'm a football person in regards to technical side of the game, and I have to ask these kind of questions, if you know what I mean. I think we was discussing it in Husam's channel yesterday with Tom Little and Cal about passing abilities of players. What is passing? That's what we was asking. Like, well, is it the technical number 10s, number 7 kind of passes, or is it Virgil and Trent kind of passes from long range that leads to an attack, that kind of thing? If you know what I mean. I'm all about the technical side, like a Baggio X, Zidane, Pirlo, Thiago Alcantara, Xavi, Iniesta, these kind of players, you know what I mean? Xavi Alonso, Steven Gerrard. Those are the kind of technical side of the games I love, you know what I mean? And that's what I grew up on. In my generation, we was all about that, you know what I mean? Baggio X, you know what I mean? Del Piero's, Signoris, if you guys remember who these players are. They were special players. Gianfranco Zola, ex-Chelsea player. He was voted that because Chelsea's legacy was so short. They voted him as the greatest ever player who plays for Chelsea. Which is, I'm sure you had a lot of players back in the day. It's kind of weird. You're just naming a guy who's only been there at the end of his career as your greatest ever player. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. When small clubs, in it mentality. I'm joking. But yeah. Get the comments coming through, man. I can see there's a lot of people on here. Do me a favor, hit the likes and subscribe and all that good stuff. Bit of housekeeping. I'm always asking for that because that's what I've been told to do a lot, and I do less of it. I just think to myself, why don't people just decide for themselves instead of me telling them what to do? I don't want. It is what it is. Big up Cop Father, my guy. Big up, yeah, there it is. Subscribe and all that stuff. Big up Bees and Toast. Big up my bro. Oh, Liz. Is it Liz? I can't see it properly. Yeah, big up Liz Golden. Big up. Morning. Big up my friend. Big up Clive. Always, bro. Always. All day, every day. You're always supportive, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, yesterday I did a lot of stream, man. I think I must have done 2 with my one. Husam asked me, then Enz asked me, and I went to Husam's one because he asked me first. I don't do this, channels, amount of subscribers or anything like that. You know what I mean? I just go on wherever asks me first. Yeah, I had to leave it yesterday earlier about that, but it was a good stream. Obviously, the Coppish crew, the Coppish crew, and Tom Little were normally on that channel was discussing a lot of stuff. It was only what, four of us, me, who's Tom Little, and Callum. It was a good stream. It's a good stream, excellent stream. We discussed a lot of stuff, especially it was a Liverpool stream. We was talking about how we come back, what's changed at during Liverpool's game against West Ham. How are we going to be going forward with this? People are hesitant about it. I understand why. Of course, it's the actions of Arne Slot. So we're going to discuss that as time goes on. Is he going to stick with his team, or is he going to be a maniac like he always is and change up everything? That's another thing as well. He's a maniac. The guy is a maniac. Let me just put it that way. He does some weird things. I thought he was better than this. I thought he was more calmer than this. I thought he doesn't fall to pressure of other rival reporters. You forget, these reporters that actually interview him are supporters of rival teams. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Listen, I don't support Barcelona, guys. This is Ronaldinho top. You know what I'm saying? Ronaldinho replica top. So I'm only getting replicas at the moment. I'm not going to pay a lot of money for shirts that I've got no business in. It's just the Legends. I only get the Legends shirts. That's what it's all about for me. But yeah, get on the chat. Say whatever you want. You know how it is with me. It doesn't have to be what I'm talking about, because I want to talk about different teams and tell you guys how these teams are progressing or decreasing and all that stuff. So I just want to hear you guys what you're going to say. That's all, man. What do you think about Man United? What do you think about Everton? What do you think about Bournemouth? What do you think about Fulham? What do you think about Man City? What do you think about Arsenal? You know what I mean? Teams like that, Spurs, Brentford, Brighton, Aston Villa, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Wolverhampton, Nottingham Forest, the Leeds versus obviously Chelsea, Liverpool versus Sunderland, and Man United versus West Ham on Thursday. So there's a Thursday night game. So the next 3 days, there's going to be games galore on obviously TV. So just keep an eye on it. And tonight, there's going to be a lot of games. And tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of games. So I just want to discuss what's going on, because I don't think I'll be free tomorrow, so I thought, do it today, and then we'll just see where it goes from there, if you know what I mean. Big up, Liz, man. Appreciate you on. Hello, Nims. Hello, mate. Gene is in the house as well. Appreciate everybody's on. Crazy. What are you saying, Clive? Yeah, always, bro. Glad you're okay, my guy. Yes. Reason says, good morning, everybody. Liz Hayfalls. Yeah, big up, Liz, man. Big up, appreciate you on. You good? Yeah, I'm good, bro. Too many streams nowadays, isn't it? Like I'm pushing myself out there, see what I can get. You know what I mean? I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know that, but I'll try my best at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I've changed the channel, obviously, to Fuzzy TV, so I could do the broader of football. I want to go further out, see if there's fans out there other than just my team, if you know what I mean, and then just build the channel from there. That's the whole point. That is the whole point of everything. I'm just looking at Maradona, man. Crazy. When people mention Maradona, I don't think they know how good that player was. Honestly, I don't think, you only watch clips of players, and when you watch Maradona's clips on YouTube, it's a lot and it's great. But if you watch him live in games, how dominant he was, you'll be shocked. I'm telling you guys, the guy was just phenomenal. Didn't care who you was. You know what I love about footballers? When they're more natural. If you know what I mean, there's natural and people that work on their football and then become better. Maradona was just a natural player. He basically, what they used to say was, he's the ball's best friend. You know what I mean? Because them two connect some way, somehow, and it just flourishes. It's like a flower opening up like this. That's how good Maradona was with the ball. He can manipulate it in any way he wants. Messi is a different kind of breed. You know what I mean? Messi was around great players wherever he's been. Apart probably from that World Cup, last World Cup, what Argentina won. But it's a bit suspicious, that World Cup, to be fair, guys. The way he won that one, I find it weird, but it is what it is, isn't it? At least he's won something in international football, and he's won the Copa America as well a couple of times. But yeah, Maradona way. Listen, I've watched both. I watched Maradona in his prime, not when he started, but I've actually researched about Maradona when I was a kid, when he was, I think, 17 or no, so 12, when he was doing kick ups and all that stuff at that age, wearing Argentina top, black and white video. And he's obviously in his little village where he's from. So I know Maradona obviously from the youth level all the way to when he became a superstar. So I did watch him. I did go. That's what we used to do back in the day, guys. We used to actually watch players, go back, from the start, see where they started from, and then try get as much as info as you can, if you know what I mean. And as kids, we used to watch a lot of tapes. So we basically buy the tapes, or someone records it for us and makes a copy. So makes a copy for us, and then we just watch it from there. That's what we used to do. That's what we used to do. But yeah, when YouTube came out, you could see full length of a lot of stuff as well, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Maradona, good guys. I watched Messi in his debut when he was a kid. I already knew who he was. But playing with Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, Ronaldinho when he first came, and etc. That's the cream of the crop. I mean, that's a lot of great players around you. But if you watch Maradona, like, he played with nobodies. If someone could tell me, the players from '86, from the players that he played with Barcelona, from the players he played with Napoli, if someone can tell me the players around him, I'm all for it. If they're great players and all that stuff, I don't think they were. So I suggest to people, like, before you judge Maradona and Messi, go back and watch both of them from the beginning. Then you know who's the better player. It opens your eyes a lot. It's like what I've been watching recently on YouTube. I've been watching LeBron James fans watching Michael Jordan. They don't know much about Michael Jordan. It says LeBron fans watching Jordan, basically. So they know, they already know how LeBron plays, but they don't know how Michael Jordan plays, if you know what I mean. So what they do is they watch collection of Michael Jordan's performances, like a full length video kind of thing, what he can do as a basketball player, and they change their mind just like that. They change their mind just like that. They said this guy was a different breed. It's like Maradona. There's certain people that's just natural in what they do. Maradona is a natural player in football. Michael Jordan is a natural player in basketball. So when they watched Michael Jordan, they were just shocked how good that guy was. They said, LeBron can't do that. God damn. The Americans, the way they come out with things like that. That's how it was when they watched Michael Jordan. They just couldn't believe what they were seeing. And I said, that's what we've been watching when we was kids. We've been watching Michael Jordan since we was kids, because he was around our time, I mean, the 45 onwards, if you know what I mean. And these youngsters starts watching him and watching him, even a clip like half an hour, they change their mind. Who's the GOAT, if you know what I mean. And Michael Jordan is more humble than LeBron James, if you know what I mean. He doesn't say he's the GOAT, anything like that. He said the advice he gave was, in every era, there's a different player that's better than the previous era. And I don't think I'm the greatest of all time. And that's humble enough. But if you look at LeBron James, he says, I am the GOAT. You know what I mean? That kind of attitude. It's just a modern day thing. You know what I mean? These people in the modern day, they think they're better than everybody else, not looking back how good those people are. And not only that, I think LeBron's idol is Michael Jordan as well. So yeah. It's you just have to watch players. You know what I mean? Before you judge. And like, I've seen so many people argue with me about Maradona and Messi. And I said, I love Messi, but he does not come close to Maradona. It's like when people talk about strikers. I think you've seen it on YouTube Shorts. When they talk about strikers, they say, oh, Henry, who's better than Henry? Nobody. They put Henry and Cole, no Henry. They put Henry and Shearer, no Henry. And then they put R9 and Henry, and everybody says, no, actually, before they put R9, I think Berbatov and Ibrahimovic said, only one person can beat this guy. And they put R9 next to him. It's done, if you know what I mean. That's how football is, man. That's how natural talent is. It's something else. Like I said, don't judge things before you watch the other player that's being compared, if you know what I mean. And I don't think people in the modern day do enough of that. They already say Messi is the greatest without watching Maradona, Pele, Johan Cruyff. You know, what I mean, there's so many players that that set the trend so long ago. Nobody talks about, and that's how I go on, man. If people, I keep explaining to people, I'm a great student of the game. I actually go back and watch. If you ask me about Liverpool, how it started, I know bits of it. I don't know all of it because, man, I wasn't born at that time. But I'm willing to learn. I know the nucleus of the players that started Liverpool are all Scottish, not Irish, not English. You know what I mean? So if you look at like 90% of the Liverpool players that started this football club, they're all Scottish. Nobody knows that. That's why Scotland and Liverpool are very connected. You know, if you know what I mean. And the even though everybody thinks Liverpool is an Irish club because there's a lot of Irish people in Liverpool, it's not really. The first Irish club that everybody gravitated to was Arsenal, and nobody knows that because people see a lot of black people support Arsenal nowadays. You know, what I mean, they think like is that direction. No, Arsenal was the first Irish team that every Irish person actually gravitated to. I can't even say that word. Gravitated to. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. There's a lot of things we don't know. And the first COP wasn't even at Liverpool. The first COP was Arsenal in their old stadium in Woolwich when they were from Woolwich. So Liverpool didn't create the first COP. It was Arsenal that actually created the first COP. So if you learn about history, then you know how things are. And I mean, I just watch things and I observe it, and that's how I know. Like I said yesterday on Uncle Rod's channel, nobody knows 1965 was the first time Liverpool actually won an FA Cup in their illustrious history. They won league titles on that before that, but nobody knows, their first FA Cup final win was 1965 when Ian St. John and Roger Hunt scored the goals. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. History is education, man. You need to learn about more before you start judging, you know what I mean? And I've always said it. Don't judge Maradona, man. Maradona is a bad man. You know what I mean? Not only is he the greatest player probably that ever lived, to me, anyway. He's the first freestyler. You know, these tricks people do nowadays, women do, men do in the streets, like the flip flaps and all this stuff, and around the world and all that. Maradona did it first. Go back and look. This guy, he did so much for football. People don't understand. That's what that's what I always tell people. We're playing Maradona's game on the pitch and off the pitch. That's how good Maradona was, guys. Beast. He's a beast, man. I'm telling you. I am telling you, man. He impressed me, that's for sure. And he was way before my time when he started football. I wasn't even born, you know what I mean? So, but I'm a student of the game. I love to watch back. I watch Garrincha for Brazil. People hear of their names, you know what I mean, but they don't really look in depth to Garrincha's career. Garrincha is the first and probably the last player that had a disability with his legs. He had a crooked leg, if people don't know that plays football. But when you watch football in the modern day, how many players do you see with things like that? Not many. I don't think there's ever existed after him, to be fair. Yeah. So Garrincha was a speedy right winger. Some people actually said at the time when Pele came into the Brazilian team at the age of 17, Garrincha was some people actually say Garrincha was better than Pele, if you know what I mean. So there you go. Even the flip flap, the flip flap, what Ronaldinho does and Ronaldo, all them do. It wasn't them that did it first. It was Rivelino. If you guys know who Rivelino is, he's part of that team of the 70s World Cup Brazil. He did the first flip flap, and look how far that goes. And people use it in the modern day, if you know, and it still works. It sends people the wrong way. You know what I mean? When the ball goes like that with their leg, when they do that flip flap. Yeah, it's Rivelino in the 70s. That's who did it first, and I think it was number 11 for Brazil. As I watched in the 70s, yeah, 11. Yeah, he was a beast. Left foot, rocket left foot. What a player. Yeah, so I'm just giving you guys, football education. You know what I mean? I've always said it. Like the things we do wrong is we hear from other people before we judge for ourselves as a footballing people, and that's the wrong way of going about it. Go and watch it yourself. Go and look back in history. Now you've got YouTube that shows you full length of players' abilities and all that stuff. and then judge for yourself. It's like I said, not many of those LeBron James fans actually watch Michael Jordan until they watch Michael Jordan. When they watch Michael Jordan, they change their mind about Michael Jordan. They did say he was the GOAT. It wasn't LeBron James. They only saw a few clips. They see him flying, Air Jordan, you know what I mean? Like he stays in the air for so long. And then Michael Jordan's like 3-point throws was terrible when he first started, but he practiced, then he became one of the best, if you know what I mean. He wasn't the greatest, but he became one of the best in the free throws as well. So it's all like normal, man. It's all normal stuff. Natural stuff, I'm saying. Natural stuff. That's what I like about certain players. They're just natural. And then you look at, Liverpool's John Barnes. Not many people were like John Barnes back in the day in the left wing, the way he used to manipulate the ball, take on people, smart play at the same time. If you look at the history of football, we have great world-class players as black people as well. But did you ever see a black player that's got ability like Zidane or a Baggio, thinking player that passes the ball through an eye of a needle and things like that? No, there ain't. The closest one we had is John Barnes. You know what I mean? Because not only was he a flair player, he was a thinking player as well. He's very intelligent with the ball. So if you look back in history, there ain't that many black players that are number 10 that pass the ball through the eye of a needle, set piece specialist and things like that. But that's something we've got to practice on, in the future. Maybe we could get the first one ever in that list of great players. Pele was great, but Pele was a dribbler, goal scorer. Romario the same, Ronaldo the same. You can say Rivaldo was close to the number 10, but was he, as comfortable with the ball as Zidane and Baggios and all those players, Del Piero's, Totti's, etc.? Not really. Yeah, but it is what it is. I want to see the first black player that's a proper number 10. I see JJ Okocha. He was a good player, JJ Okocha, but he was more of a dribbler, if you know what I mean. He was the number 10, but more of a trickster instead of like that's where Ronaldinho learned his trade before he moved to Barcelona. He was at PSG. JJ Okocha was his was his guide, as they say, like as a footballer. He was learning off him a lot, if you know what I mean. So yeah, JJ Okocha was very special. Nigerian international. Yeah, I like JJ. Yeah, man. Big up, bro. Big up. What are you saying? Sunderland is gonna be tough. 100%. Hugo Ekitike. Let's hope we keep it up. Yeah, but yeah, Sunderland's gonna be. Let's hope we keep it up. Obviously, Sunderland's gonna be tough. 100%. 100%, bro. Yeah, I'm just giving you guys a football education. You know what I mean? Not many people know about things like this, so I thought I'd just give you guys a heads up onto football, because I don't think enough people do that. We decide on players because of other people's opinions instead of like our own opinions. I've always said in life, like, you judge for yourself and you decide who the GOAT is and all that stuff. Get better soon. Yeah, I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. I can survive, man. I can survive. Sand is good for friend. Okay, what are you saying? Good morning, chat. Wish you a pleasant weekend. I hope we keep it up, but Sunderland is going to be tough. It is going to be tough, bro. It's not going to be an easy game. They are. I watched them the other day. First watch along I've done with Sunderland and Bournemouth. What impressed me with Sunderland was, even when they were 2 goals down, they had that motivation, to get back and win the game, and they did. I mean, that's how good they were. This one is the first game, obviously. I'm going to discuss. Everton lost by 4-1 against Newcastle, and Bournemouth lost to Sunderland 3-2. Bournemouth were actually leading that game. If they made it more solid, I think they would have won that game, but unfortunately their defensive side just fell apart, and Sunderland, because they're the home team, the crowd was right on top of the Bournemouth players. Sunderland came back and won the game by 3-2, even though Bournemouth were leading 2-0. So Bournemouth have to improve on their defensive side. Semenyo needs to get into the game more, and they got to learn how to keep the ball at the top more, if you know what I mean. So it puts less pressure on the defense. So that's where they struggle. With Everton, You can't just go to Old Trafford and beat Man United by 1-0 with 10 men, score with 10 men, and be comfortable in the game, and then come back home and then play like that against Newcastle, get beat 4-1, and Newcastle actually deserved to win that game. The scoreline, it reflects the actual game. Actually, Newcastle were that good against Everton. Maybe Everton were tired because of the 10 men playing against Man United. Maybe that's what it was. But yeah, they need to start performing. Otherwise, they're gonna go further down the table. And David Moyes doesn't look good, if you know what I mean. I don't know why they went back to a manager like that. They should have got something slightly better with better footballing style, instead of like going back to someone that plays negative football and doesn't excite you that much, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what they chose. That's what they're gonna go with. I'll come to the comments, guys. Appreciate everybody that's on. Thank you for the support as always. Yeah, so this game, I can see Bournemouth winning by probably 2-0. I don't see Everton getting a goal in this game. It just depends what Bournemouth turns up. If they turn up like they usually do at home, that's a 2-0 win. And it depends on how Semenyo plays as well. If he's going to be on top form. As you guys are aware, obviously Fulham beat Tottenham the other day. I think it was 2-0. I'm sure it was 2-0. I don't remember Tottenham scoring. I was watching that game. And Man City beat Leeds by 3-2. They were leading 2-0. And then Leeds pegged back 2 goals. They got 2 goals back. It was 2-2 until the 90th minute, I believe, and Foden scored the winner. So in this game, it's a toss of a coin. I know it's Man City. I know like everybody is, jumping up in the air because, it's Man City with Pep Guardiola as their head coach. They should be, winning easily. But this is a different Man City. This is not the Man City of old that just goes to teams and batters them, if you know what I mean. So I can see this game, Man City losing. I can see this game, Man City actually drawing. I can see this game, Man City winning. So it can be anything if you just toss a coin at the two. But what do I think? I think Fulham might beat Man City in this game. Especially considering the performance I saw them do against Tottenham. It's 2-1 actually. It wasn't like my bad. It wasn't 2-0. It was 2-1 to Fulham. We played pretty well, by the way. Played pretty well. So yeah, let me go through the comments as we go on. Obviously, I'm just going through the Premier League games, guys. Like, this is a channel for everybody. It doesn't matter who you support. Just come and have your says, or if you're watching. Yeah, so I can see a Fulham. I'm from my opinion, I can see Fulham winning this game by probably the same scoreline they beat Spurs by, 2-1. It just depends what Man City turn up. But I'm going for 2-1 Fulham in this one because of Man City's form. They're hot and cold. They're not consistent enough for some reason. And I've seen some of their fan base actually lose the plot recently as well. Yeah. But let me go through the comments, man. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank you very much. It says 11 people watching, but it's okay. I'm not going to cry about it. Yeah, it is what it is. Trent who? That's it, Nems. Trent who, bro? Trent who? Reece James, more consistent. I loved Reece James. I've even said that when Trent left, let's break the bank and get Reece James. But everybody was telling me he's injury prone, etc. But I said maybe in the beginning of his career he's injury prone, but as time goes on, it might change, if you know what I mean. And look at him now. He's a captain and he's a catalyst, and he's the one who's playing every game, not only at right back, but in midfield as well. So it is what it is. But let me check the poll, actually. I haven't even looked at it yet. Yeah, how things have turned around, in it, man. Everybody's saying yes and no. So 64% said yes to Reece James and no, obviously, for Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's about 36%. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, when Trent started, it was great, but as time went on, can't defend to save his life. Yeah, so I see this game as 2-1 to Fulham because of Man City's inconsistency performances. So yeah, 7:30 kickoff. Watch that tonight. I think they're all on Sky Sports now. Sky Sports, I think, shows every game. It's no longer like just one game. Only in the 3 p.m. kickoffs they don't show anything, of course, still. But because they want you to go to the game, spend on the merchandise and all, etc. That's how it is, guys. It's all about that. If you watch on TV, you're gonna sit at home in it. So what they do is they tell you to go out there, but they're forgetting everybody can find a way to watch the games nowadays. Yeah, so I see that 2-1 to Fulham, 2-1 to Fulham in this one. But let me go on with the comments, see what's going on. Yeah, he's saying. Trudon, James was always the better overall. Yeah. That's true. And Trent's got the Hollywood passes. That's all. That's all, really. He has got nothing else on him. Athleticism and build-up play, defensively, Reece James just blows him out of the water. I think we was protecting Trent because he was a Liverpool player. We try to turn a blind eye to everything. But the way Reece James plays, guys, like, it really impressed me, against Arsenal. I swear to you guys, like, when I was watching Reece James, I was just watching him, yeah? I was watching the game here live. I mean, I was just watching and I'm thinking to myself, this guy, like, do you guys know he's alone in the midfield? Like, I don't know if people actually process that in their brain. Like, Caicedo got sent off. So he was a one-man gang in midfield, like that wrestler, one-man gang. That's what he was doing in midfield. And he dominated that midfield. Like, it was 3 against 1. And he just ran them ragged throughout the game. That good he was. Goodness gracious me. Listen, all the compliments he's getting, he deserves it. Let me just put it that way. That is talent, beyond any other player as a right back. I say, like, if it's the World Cup, he should play as a right back for England because that's what they need, someone like him. But if they need an emergency midfielder, he's there too. So you got 2 in 1. 2 in 1. Let me see if there's any new people in the house. I big up everybody, man. I appreciate that. The support you give me, I appreciate that, guys, man. The more chat we have, the more we build a relationship and the more understanding. And I always say to you guys, comment down below. Go and look back in recent months. I've been getting back to everybody. I was bad at that in the past. I was very bad at that. I wasn't getting back to people. But because there's no excuse. There's no excuse. It's my fault. But now I'll get back to you straight away. Even if I wake up and I see something, I'll straight away get back to you. Yeah, they were biased, bro. They were biased. 100% true, Don. No doubt about it. Taking the bias out, he would, if he was not injured so much. Yeah. 100%, bro. I agree. Yes, everybody welcoming everybody. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I missed on Enz's show yesterday, really got it. I remember some of them legends. Yeah, bro. I don't think people like look back enough. I mean, if you're a student of the game, what you do is you study. Why do people talk about Pele? Why do people talk about Maradona? Why do people talk about Cruyff and etc.? Why Platini? All these guys. You need to find out. So you need to watch a lot of stuff in order for you to understand how good those players were. Zico, people I don't think a lot of people talk about Zico. If you look at the Brazilian players from 95, 96 onwards, Zico was their favorite player. You know what I mean? I think Ronaldo, R9, Zico was his favorite player. So it shows like we don't know a lot. I mean, we don't know a lot about a lot of players. Beckenbauer, that's another player as well. People don't know about. That's the sweeper defender. That's what they used to call him back in the day. So many players, bro. So many players. I'm like I said, 45 onwards, we are students of the game because we actually watched some of the players and we go back and watch the players before that just to see. Because when I was growing up, it was Pele and Maradona, nobody else as the world's best. You could say George Best, Johan Cruyff, Bobby Charlton, players like that around the world. But not many people used to mention outside Pele and Maradona. Not many. That was the standards. Nowadays, everybody's in. Everybody welcome nowadays. It's crazy. What are you saying, Liz? Appreciate that, Liz. Thank you. Love the streams. Oh, thank you, brother. I always say, like, go back and watch my previous streams because you might pick up a lot of stuff because I have a panel streams nowadays. I had one with Nanante and JK yesterday. It was very good, man. We did a tactical thing. I made them the manager of Liverpool. in an ideal world, what would you do if you go back into the beginning of the season? How would you start the team? What would change to make you into a winning team instead of a losing team that we've been recently? I mean, that's why I asked them, like, what would you do as a manager? And majority of us actually came back with the same thing. And I mean, make us hard to beat, and then we progress from there with other stuff and start the actual, team that won the Premier League last season, and then slowly integrate the new players in instead of like chucking them in there and thinking they're going to do a lot of stuff. That's the wrong thing. Arne Slot has done. Arne Slot. The problem with him is he falls for for the bait. If you know what I mean. If there's if the press report, so if the reporters are gonna put a question out there which is uncomfortable, he responds to that question honestly. If you know what I mean, guys. And he falls for the trap, forgetting those people that's asking you the questions actually support Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, all these other teams. That's your rivals. And unfortunately, this is I thought he was better than that. I thought he was more of a head coach, the kind of ones that don't fall for the trap because he's so calm as a person, if you know what I mean. But unfortunately, every single time I watch him, he's falling for the bait. And then he answers the questions too honestly. And this is what they use against him. If you know what I mean. Remember when he said about the long balls, I'm struggling with, I don't know how to handle this. Every team started doing the long balls. And the Brentford game exposed a lot of stuff. And majority of the people actually, after that game, said enough is enough now. Get him out. If you know what I mean. So you can't fall for the bait, man. You can't fall for the bait. Big up, Gene. Fozzie, check the wording of your poll. Oh, sorry about that. What did I do? It's Reece James. Oh, sorry, my bad. I meant to say better than Trent, so I forgot the better bit. So you know what I mean, though. It's Reece. I can't change it now because it's already started, so I can't even edit it. Let me see if I could actually. I haven't tried that before. Nope, it just says end. Yeah, is Reece James better than Trent? That's what I meant to ask because there's still that debate going. And 64% is saying Reece James to the 36% of Trent. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate that, honestly. I've seen 4 missed ends. Sorry, I've seen 4 missed ends. One was on last night with Uncle Rod's. Oh, okay. Big up, bro. Big up, ends. Yeah, ends is cool, man. It's cool. Everybody's good. I'm good with everybody. I don't have no issues with anybody. That's why I'm on everybody's shows because I get along with everybody. I don't really have any issues with anybody. Tea or coffee. Oh, what I'm having now, cappuccino, bro. My wife knows how to mix them. She used to work obviously she works for Cafe Nero, if you guys know that. So she knows how to make coffee. She still works for Cafe Nero, don't get me wrong, but she's more of the corporate end now. She worked in a shop. She worked her way all the way up to the corporate end of the Cafe Nero. So she works with the owner and all that stuff now. Yeah. So she knows how to make the cappuccino. If you got a wife like that, you're a lucky guy. Yeah, big up, man. I'm loving this chat on Merry Christmas Everton. I was hearing that in the Man United game, man, against Crystal Palace. They were singing about Liverpool. You know what I mean? Feed the Scousers, let them know it's Christmas. That's, come on, man. What is this all about? Well, why are you still thinking about us? I mean, maybe if you concentrated on yourself more, you would have been all right. But Man United always concentrate on Liverpool. That's how we like it because they lose focus of their football club, if you know what I mean. There you go. Big game this one. Newcastle versus obviously Spurs. Newcastle battered Everton by 4-1, and Spurs lost by 2-1 against Fulham at home. So it looks like Eddie Howe is back to being everybody's favorite at Newcastle, and Thomas Frank is being. He looks like he's the enemy of Spurs fans, if you know what I mean. The enemy of Spurs fans. Yeah. So this game, I think Newcastle's going to win. I think Tottenham's going to receive another defeat. I could see this one 3-1. No doubt about it. I think Newcastle's going to batter them. Newcastle's just too good. I think what's happening with Newcastle now, they're getting back to last season's team. If you look at when they had Isak up front, Walter Mayday is becoming like an Isak for them. If you know what I mean, he's becoming more reliable at front for Newcastle as well. I like what I see. Let me just go through their team. This is what I do then. I'll go through the Newcastle team. Newcastle. I know you guys don't want to, obviously, all Liverpool fans, but it's good to listen, to see what our rivals are doing and all that stuff. Maybe it'll open our eyes for a lot more how to play against them when we face them as well, because we've got to face these teams again once, you know what I mean? Or in the cups, you never know. You never know, innit? You might get them in the cup as well, FA Cup. Hopefully, we're not going to throw the FA Cup away as we did with the League Cup, because it's kind of weird. Now we threw that cup away. We're no longer in the Premier League. We're just about in the Champions League. So what was the point throwing that cup away, Arne Slot? This is what I'm saying, guys. The guy's a maniac. He's a maniac, man. He's a headbanger. So if you look at Newcastle's team, what they do is they play 4 at the back, 3 in midfield, and they play 3 up front. So when you got that, the nucleus of their defense, obviously back, they got Hole and Livramento. They got Theo, as I say, Theo. Sorry, I don't know if that's his name, but normal circumstances, Botman in it. Botman and Schur is their centre backs, but they've gone with Byrne and Theo. So when you see these guys, they're solid. Don't forget that the Theo kid from AC Milan, number 12. He scored 2 goals against Spurs the other day, so he's on fire at the moment, and that's the new defender. I like what I see of him. He's very quick and very, very good on the ball. Let me just put it that way. And he got obviously Dan Burns. The guy is 7 foot tall, wins everything in the air. Former left back turned into a centre back. Helps out a lot. If you got a pacey player next to him, you're laughing. It's like John Terry. John Terry wasn't the fastest defender in the Premier League, but he had pacey players next to him. That's why he looked really good. It's like Vidic and Ferdinand. Ferdinand was the pacey player. Vidic was the one who's attacking everything, if you know what I mean. So that's how it is with Dan Burns. And then you got the Joe Linton, Grumeres, Tony, what's it? Tonali? Yeah, Tonali midfield normally. That's a solid midfield. What I like about them 3? They've built a partnership like Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Henderson. That's what I see when I see them 3. It's like a regular relationship. Even though Tonali didn't start in the last game, is that kid Millie, 62, the youngster. But normally it's them 3, isn't it? Tonali, Grumeres, and Joe Linton. What would I do with, man? If I get Tonali and Grumeres in my midfield, we'll be dominating. Absolutely dominating, man. The aggression of Grumeres, the intelligence of Tonali in the midfield, we'll be laughing. I like Joe Linton, obviously a failed striker that turned into a midfielder. He's just the aggressive nuisance part of Newcastle. You need that type of players, if you know what I mean. And he works hard as well. So you got to give him credit. So they got Barnes on the left now. Gordon doesn't really start that much for some reason. And then they got Walter Mayday and Alenga on the right-hand side. Pace to burn. Barnes, quick. Alenga, quick. Walter Mayday is like a drop-off striker / striker. And he scored a goal again, isn't it? The other day against Everton. So there you go, man. This is going to be, to me, when I look at the Tottenham game, I don't see much about Tottenham nowadays. Like Thomas Frank is a good manager, but is he the type of manager that can manage a team like, I don't know what to say about Tottenham. I don't think they're a big club or anything like that. They're big in stature-wise, but if you're talking about football terms and legacy, they're not very big. The last time they won the league, I don't even think my own mother was born. You know what I mean? So I'm like 46. So think about what you think about it in that way. Like, it's crazy. That's a long time, man. And then they got that goalkeeper that just makes mistake after mistake after mistake at the back, man. Vicario is just crazy, man. I don't know why he came at the goal first of all, and I don't know why he still held on to the ball. Should just kicked it out for a throw-in. Their team is just like changing a lot. That's the problem with Tottenham. Gray, the centre-back, plays in midfield now with Paulinho. Where's the other players? Where's Sarr and all these guys that they normally have? Kudus is good, but what does he do really? Like, other than doing some skills on the right wing, he doesn't do much. So they got a lot of work. Thomas Frank has a lot of work on his side. He has to solve when I watched Tottenham, but I can see that game. Newcastle winning 100%, 100% winning that game. Easy win for Newcastle, in my opinion. Yeah, that's today's games. To be fair, guys, for tonight. I think tomorrow is Arsenal, Brighton, Burnley, Wolverhampton, Leeds. These are the home teams, and Liverpool. So that's tomorrow's games. We'll discuss that in a minute. So Arsenal versus Brentford. Arsenal's gonna win that game, innit? Let's be realistic, man. We need to win the Sunderland game. 100%. We need to win Nems. We've got no choice, bro. Is Salah gonna start? We don't know. It's debatable, isn't it? Because a lot of people are saying if the team is winning, why are you gonna start Salah? But this is Arne's slot. He's always gonna sneak something in there that you don't expect, unfortunately. Which is crazy. Big up Anfield Road, man. I can see you there, my guy. Yes, my brother. Yes. Yeah, Maradona was one special player. He's the most natural footballer in history, bro. There's people, like I said, there's people that actually work on their game and people that's just natural. Maradona was just a natural baller. If you're natural at football on the pitch and you're natural with the freestyling off the pitch, says a lot, mate. Says a lot. We're playing Maradona's football all these years, and nobody ever looked at it that way. All the tricks people do outside football and all the stuff that we see inside football, it's all Maradona, man. It's all Maradona, the greatest of all time. Not like John Cena, who's got 3 moves and they call him the greatest of all time. That's not a natural wrestler. Shawn Michaels is a natural wrestler. You know what I mean? But not that guy. Hell no. What language is this, bro? Let me know. And Liz says Maradona was ridiculous. He did things that looked impossible. There you go, Liz. At least you know your football. But unfortunately, the youth of today, they think like Messi is the greatest of all time. But forget Messi played for great teams, number one, Barcelona and PSG. And number 2, Messi didn't face, the brutal side of football when players were intentionally trying to break your leg on a consistent basis, which they did with Maradona, by the way, at Barcelona. His leg was broken in 2. You know what I mean? Like that. And then they put it back together, came back even stronger. 86 World Cup, for example. That was after his leg break. And the rest is history, as we know. So, yeah. If Messi faced these defenders those days, no chance, man. We can't even name in Messi's and Ronaldo's era 5 world-class players at that time, if you know what I mean. So there you go. Nesta, remember Nesta, the Italian defender? They asked him, you faced Messi, you faced Ronaldo, you faced the original Ronaldo, R9. Who was the most fearsome at the 3? He said R9 by far was the fierce, the best player he's ever faced in his life. This is Nesta, guys. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who Nesta is. One of the greatest Italian defenders of all time. So if he's telling you that, I mean, because Ronaldo looks at players he used to face like Maldini's, Desai's, you know what I mean? Tarams, Baresi's, the list goes on. He's faced all these. He faced them all. He's faced them all, man. And that's how good Ronaldo was. Cristiano and Messi didn't face players like that. They faced Rudiger. I mean, come on, man. Rudiger, man. This is that's who they faced. They didn't face no Baresi. They didn't face no Maldini's. Come on, man. If they faced Maldini, it was the last stage of his career, if you know what I mean. Come on, man. Let's be realistic here. They didn't face Nadal, the beast, hero. They didn't face players like that in La Liga. Come on, man. We've got to be serious here. Maradona faced them all. Might have faced Beckenbauer as well, I need to look into that. Go to Naples and do what he did, and Napoli not won anything at all. Hugo, if you could name me all those Napoli players, were they world class? Does anyone remember those players? I don't. So it clearly shows The guy just goes to smaller teams and makes them into great. That's the greatness of Maradona, bro. Nobody can name me that 86 World Cup team apart from Maradona. Nobody can name me that Napoli team apart from Maradona. I mean, so it goes to show. It goes to show, like, people they don't understand, mate, how good that guy was. Napoli, Barcelona. You know what I mean? Look at the difference in the teams. Crazy. Busquets, Iniesta, who was it? Who else was there in left? Sergio. You know what I mean? Like, etc. Like, how many players did they have in that team, man? It's crazy, man. David Villa, Thierry Henry. I mean, the list goes on. The list goes on for that Barcelona team Messi played in. Liverpool fan on Sky Sports right now talking about 7 points out of 9 is perfectly fine. LOL sums up how low the expectations are of this fan base. Yeah, I don't even know who that guy is. Never seen him in my life, to be fair, Trudon. They put anyone there. They put geeks in there that just support him. They never played football in their life. Oh, okay, Clive. Pele was better. Okay. Each to their own, bro. Now, if Messi went to Napoli, would he have done the same? Nah, no chance. No chance. Because you got to look at the eras, bro. In that era, Maradona was the phenom. You know what I mean? The fearsome player of even Maldini. They asked Maldini that question. You faced them all. Who was the difficult ones that you faced? He said, there's 2 players I've faced in my life which were difficult. One is Maradona, and the next is R9. Them 2 gave me headache every single time. There you go. Maldini, who was the greatest defender of all time, in my opinion. Nobody's better than Maldini. Hell no. If you watch Maldini, go and check him out. If you know the story of Maldini, I could give you. If you don't know the story of Maldini, I could give you, education on that. Maldini was a youngster that came through the ranks of AC Milan. He was a right back, right-footed right back, if you guys don't know. And I think some of you guys have told this story already too. So I'll give the new people the story of Maldini. If you guys don't know, I'll give you the story. So let me see. AC Milan in the 80s. One second, guys. Forgot the guy's name, the right back for AC Milan. I didn't used to watch it a lot. Of course, Channel 4 had it back in the day, but me, it's very rare I actually watch other teams, if you know what I mean. I'm just looking for Walter. Because you need to know the story of Maldini. It's extraordinary story about Maldini. I swear, guys, like, you'll be shocked when I tell you this story about Maldini. Nobody knows about this story apart from the people that's been on this channel on a consistent basis. So I keep repeating it to them. How good Maldini became as a footballer, because not many people know Maldini. Walter. There he goes. I think that's him. No, it's not him. It's not him. I'm just looking for that team. Franco Brazil. People don't even know Ancelotti was a AC Milan player with Ruud Gullit and that. Costa Curta, mate. Ooh, Donadoni. Bloody hell, stop that shit, man. Stop that shit. Yeah, Donadoni, man. If you guys know Donadoni, you know Donadoni. That's how good Donadoni was, man. The dribbling wizard. Remember him, guys. Always cutting in, going out, cutting in, going out. Come on, man. Those who know, they know Donadoni, man. I love Donadoni in the left wing. Right-footed winger, man. Right-footed winger. Yeah, Tossotti, that's it. Tossotti, Mauro Tossotti. That's the right back I was talking about. He came... came from Lazio. Yeah, there you go. He played for AC Milan till 1997, from 1980 to 1997. So I'm sure it was Tossotti. I'm sure 100% it was Tossotti. So basically, when Paolo Maldini started playing for, trying to find a place in the Milan squad, he had an issue because, you know, maybe in life we might not seen Paolo Maldini at AC Milan. Think about it this way, yeah, guy. He was displaced in Tossotti, you know what I mean, who was a legend at the football club at the time. So he was fighting for a right back position with Tossotti, which was impossible to replace because that guy became a legend at AC Milan. You know, when someone is a legend and someone younger than him is coming through the ranks, and and that's the person you're fighting, it's going to be impossible. It's like someone coming through our ranks and trying to displace Virgil van Dijk. If you know what I mean, it was impossible. It's going to be impossible, isn't it? So that's how it was with Tossotti and Maldini. So what Maldini, this guy's intelligent. He's very, very intelligent player, Maldini. What Maldini did was he practiced with his left foot every day, non-stop, kicked it against the wall in training, kept on kicking with his left foot. He's a right-footed player by right. He was a right-footed player. It's always gonna. I mean, if you're one-footed player, you're one-footed player, and you go with the foot that you're natural with. But he kept on practicing with his left foot so much, it was undeniable for him to be in the team. So he became the left back instead of right back. He became the left back of AC Milan, and the rest is history. Played the left back position all of his career. Sometimes centre back, never right back. Never played as a right back for the respect of Tossotti. So he was more or less as a left-sided centre back and a left-sided fullback. So that's the story of Maldini. So in a different world, he might not have played for AC Milan. He could have moved to another club and played as a right back for another club. So him transferring his foot into the left foot made him the player he is, and people remember him for. So that's a story about Maldini. If you guys don't know, yeah, man. I couldn't believe the story. Like he said, Tossotti was the one. He's been there from 1980, so it was hard to displace that guy. Very hard because of the legacy he built up as a defender. Yeah, man. I think Tossotti is still managing somewhere, assistant somewhere. I think Milan Toro or something like that. I don't even know what the hell that is. Milan Toro. Is it assistant? I don't know what they are. Under 21s, that's it. Under 23s, my bad. Under 23s. Yeah, so that's the story of Maldini. If you guys don't know, he actually practiced with his left foot when he was naturally a right-footed player and became the left back for AC Milan because that was the easiest place he could display someone as a left back. Crazy, isn't it, life? In a different life, we might not seen Maldini at AC Milan. Crazy, man. Maradona could take it as well. No pushover. Yeah, 100%, bro. Maradona. I remember the fights he used to have with Barcelona versus the people that are trying to injure him. He used to throw punches on the pitch back in the day. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. So as I was saying, let me get back to the Premier League. Hopefully, I educated you guys about Maldini. If you guys don't know about Maldini, originally a right back coming through the ranks of AC Milan, couldn't make it as a right back because of Tossotti, and then he moved to a left back position, practiced with his left foot, looks like a natural left-footed player, and the rest is history from there. Kobe is the GOAT. Nems, nowhere near Michael Jordan, bro. I've watched them all, bro. I watched Kobe when he came on the scene, and I watched Jordan at his best when he was a youngster, all the way till he became the GOAT. So I watched them all, bro. I watched them all. There's no one named Michael Jordan, bro. We all became Chicago Bulls fans because of Michael Jordan. That's how good he was. I'm not even a Chicago Bulls fan anyway. Although I'm more of a Knicks. If you ask me, like, because I like New York, I'm more of a Knicks kind of guy. I mean, they don't win anything anyway, but that's my team. If you're asking me about basketball, I could wear Bulls, Lakers, and all that stuff, but I'm more of a Knicks. If you ask me, who do I actually support in basketball? Yeah, so Arsenal's gonna win this game, guys. 3-1, something like that. the thing with Arsenal at the moment is if you watch them against Chelsea the other day, it's the creating chances. If you're, the current leaders, everybody's looking up towards you. You've got to change the way you play, man. Like, be more effective around the box, and that's what they're struggling with. If you know what I mean, they should do more. They should do more. If they're going to be the champions, that is, because with pressure, Arsenal fall, don't they, guys? With pressure, Arsenal fall. Yeah, Kobe's not the GOAT names. Hell no. R9 before his injuries was the GOAT. Amazing talent. He's my GOAT. I mean, he's my favorite player I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a number 9 run through defenders like R9. You know what I mean? I've seen players trying to squash him when he's getting through the middle, and he still got through there. Valencia at home, Barcelona. Goodness gracious me. Some of the goals he scored for Barcelona that season. I think he's only been at Barcelona for one season, R9, and scored untold goals. Like, I think it's 35 goals in 36 games in the league alone. I don't know overall in that season what he won, but I know he's won the Cups Winners' Cup that season. So if you look back at R9 at Barcelona, phenomenal. You know what they say, guys? Like, I don't know if you heard this expression before. Like, the greatest players that ever lived here can play for any teams. What I'm trying to say is they can play for rival teams. Say Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man United, and Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus. You know what I mean? If you play for all those clubs and nobody's ever complained for you, like the way we talk about Trent going to Real Madrid, we're upset about it because they are rivals, obviously, in European terms. Like that. If you look at Ronaldo, he's played for Barcelona, that he was loved, still loved, by the way. Played for Real Madrid, he was loved, still loved, by the way. Played for AC Milan, he was loved, still loved, by the way. Played for Inter Milan, he was loved, still loved, by the way. If you're playing for all those rivals and nobody questions you as a player, it just shows your greatness, if you know what I mean. You look at Roberto Baggio, he plays for Juventus, plays for Inter Milan, plays for AC Milan. There you go. And nobody, and in Italy, they consider him as the greatest player of all time for Italian football. There you go, people. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about players, man. Even Seedorf, look, he played for what? Real Madrid. He played for Inter Milan. He played for AC Milan. I think he plays for Sampdoria. I'm sure he did. Could be wrong. Yeah, man. If you look at all these players that played for rival clubs and they are loved no matter what, it shows the aura about them. It shows the greatness about these players. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, R9 is my GOAT, man. Pele at 17 was incredible. Oh, here you go. I've seen that World Cup, mate. I've seen that World Cup. Yeah, bumpy pitches, 100%, bro. Those pitches were crazy back in the day, man. It's like hills, isn't it? It was like a hill and all that stuff. And Maradona still was clinical. It's crazy. As I was saying, 3-1 to Arsenal. I don't need to say much about this game. You guys know Arsenal's going to win it. Unless a man gets sent off or two from Arsenal, Brentford, can get something, probably a draw at best. But that game is a sure win. 3-1, I say this one. Sure win for Arsenal. Brighton, this is a difficult one because both teams have won. I think Aston Villa won by 1-0, and Brighton won by 2-0 against Nottingham Forest. The team that beat Liverpool, by the way. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so this one, I'm going for a draw, 1-1. Because both teams are similar in some sort of ways. Difficult to beat. Good players around the teams as well. So not much to say about that. I already gave you the scoreline. I think Brighton beat Nottingham Forest by 2-0 away. Aston Villa won at home against Wolverhampton 1-0. So yeah, I watched these games. That's why I remember them. I could just go on top of my head remembering these games. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Burnley are going to get relegated, people. Paul Parker hasn't really refreshed the squad as he should. Again, just like he did when he, I think, got up. What team was he up with? What team did Paul Parker get up with and he got sacked? Let me check, actually. There's a team he got up with and he got sacked straight after. I think it's Bournemouth. Maybe not. I think not Paul Parker. What's his name? Burnley. Scott Parker. What am I saying Paul Parker for? Paul Parker is an ex-Man United player, the right back. What team did he manage? Yes, it was Bournemouth and Fulham he managed before. I didn't even know he managed Club Brugge. That's strange. For one season? Wow. Scott Parker? That's crazy. Yeah, he doesn't really Scott Parker doesn't really put teams together to be regulars in the Premier League. He's always, coming up with a team and then similar to the championship team. He needs to do more signings, more solidity at the back. Hence why they're in the bottom half, struggling at the moment. But yeah, I can see that in that game, Crystal Palace beating them by 2-0, really. That's what I think that game's going to be. Let me check the Premier League. Yeah, Burnley are second. But they got 10 points. You've got to give them credit. If they win and West Ham lose and Leeds lose, they'll go on top of them. So, and Nottingham Forest, actually. So they'll be in 13 points. So if all the three at the top of them, lose, they could go above all of them. So yeah, strong possibility. It's crazy. Yeah, not enough said about that game. So yeah, I think Crystal Palace can win that game by 2-0. It's not enough firepower for them, man. This one is a bit difficult because, Nottingham Forest lost by, obviously they lost to Brighton the other day at home. And Wolverhampton, got beat by Aston Villa. They were still in the game, which is shocking me. A team that's only got 2 points in the league, fighting against of course, it's a derby. Form goes out the window when you're playing Aston Villa and Wolverhampton, and it's a derby, isn't it? But yeah. I could see this one. I think it's going to be 2-1 win for Nottingham Forest. Wolverhampton are bad, guys. They're really, really bad. Okay, you could show up for the Villa game because it's a derby, but it doesn't mean you're going to show up for this game, if you know what I mean, against Nottingham Forest either. So it is what it is. Yeah, that one is a toss of a coin. It's bottom versus 16. So if Nottingham Forest lose this game and the teams below them win, they could go below everybody. It's crazy. They could go as far as, 19th in the league if they lose this game. So it depends on all the other teams if they win as well. It is what it is. It is what it is. Neymar is up. What? Neymar? What? Who? Nems. Come on, bro, man. I don't know how old you are, but Neymar is absolutely awful, bro. Neymar, in my opinion, watching all the greats is like a Robinho, that kind of ones. The Nielsen's, Step Over King. He's part of that group. He's never going to be part of Messi. He's never going to be part of Cristiano. He's not even part of Rivaldo. He's not even part of that Totti, Rivaldos and all these guys. That's another group. He's more of a Robinho entertainer. That's what he is. He's not a winner. Nah, man. Allow Neymar, man. No wonder Liverpool only have 2 titles in 35 years. Happy just to compete. It's sad, isn't it, Trudon? We could do more, but we mess it up, innit? Every single time we win a league now, we've done it twice. We're always falling apart, man. It's crazy. Oh, this one's a good one. I could see, obviously, Chelsea winning this one, but yeah, but it leads away. They're rivals, these two as well. Don't forget, guys. They're rivals. They're proper rivals. Leeds and back in the day, Leeds and Chelsea, brutal games, man. Obviously, in the Man City beat Leeds by 3-2. Leeds picked back Man City by obviously 2 goals. When Man City was leading 2-0, Leeds got back with 2-2 in it. So they can fight if they have to. But the thing is with Leeds, they're always conceding goals. And now Chelsea are competing for the title. And it's not going to be easy for Leeds guys, you know what I mean? So, oh man, I don't know about this game, It depends what Chelsea turns up as well. It depends on what Chelsea turns up. Is it Chelsea that's, playing against Man City, against Arsenal with 10 men? Is it Chelsea that's, been beating teams recently? I don't know. I really don't know. So, this one, 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea, I think. Chelsea have to win, guys. No matter what, they have to win. They have to find a way to win. Bird and Magic. Bird and Magic was a class rivalry. Oh yeah, in the 80s. I was around, but I didn't watch basketball that much. My dad and my uncles love basketball, but not me. I was more of a football person than I used to play football in the streets. You know what I mean? When I was a little kid. So yeah, but I've heard of the Bird and Magic rivalry. You know what I mean, and all that stuff. Crazy. There's a story about Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson. The story goes like this. Phil Jackson said, said I think it's in Phil Jackson's. If you guys don't know who Phil Jackson is, he's the greatest basketball manager in history. I think it is. He was with the Bulls, then he went to obviously Lakers. He managed obviously Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, then Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant at the Lakers. There's his book came out, I don't know, a few years ago, maybe a year. I don't know, man. Recently, anyway. And he talked about Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan was always greedy with the ball, always taking on players, doesn't pass to his teammates and all that stuff. And Phil Jackson told Michael Jordan, just do, because if it wasn't for Phil Jackson, I don't think this winning mentality would be part of Michael Jordan's game. Because before Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan wasn't winning championships. You know what I mean? He was winning individual awards, like the best dunk man and all this stuff, but he wasn't winning championships and all that stuff. It's when Phil Jackson came in, he started winning championships. So Phil Jackson watched him and said to him, Michael, let me tell you something. Yeah, you're a great player. Could be the greatest of them all, but there's no I in a team. So I need you to play with the rest of the players. But Michael Jordan's reply was, but there is an I in the win. That's a great comeback. There is an I in the win. You know what I mean? But there's no I in the team, Phil Jackson said. But Michael Jordan replied, but if you say win, there's an I in the win. So yeah, so it's crazy. Michael Jordan was cheeky, proper cheeky back in the day. There's I in the win. There's an I in the win if you spell win. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. WIN. You know what I mean? Madness. Yeah, man. Crazy. See, this is what the comebacks used to be back in the day. Like, you're always going to say something to come back. Yeah, but I see this game as 2-1 to Leeds. Yeah, 100%. And then we move on to our team, Arne Slot. You know, I don't really watch the press conferences anymore because this is, Liverpool based. So let's watch his press conference. Let's see what tactics he's giving away again. It's very cringy when I watch this. Is he giving away tactics again? Let's see, innit? I don't really watch it anymore. I stopped watching press conferences a long time ago. You know what I mean? Can't be asked anymore with Arne Slot and his press conferences. But then again, let me give it a go, innit? Let's see what he's saying. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the channel, all that stuff. So let's see what he's saying.
Okay. Arne, I just wonder, how encouraged are you by what you saw at the weekend, thinking in particular Florian and Alexander, and therefore how tempting is it to go same again, or do you feel you have to rotate?
I haven't felt so much about that because yesterday we had recovery and after this press conference we're going to train. So let's see how players feel. Florian, for example, has missed out 1.5, 2 weeks of training. So for him to already play so many minutes was a good thing. And to this day we have played, and Joe Gomez is one of them. So let's see. It was encouraging to see Florian playing that well, but it's not the first time he played well for us. Maybe the first time other people noticed, but I've seen him playing well for us many times already. And for Alex to score his first goal is also very positive. Also a player who couldn't play, I think, 5 to 10 more minutes than he played. Because he told me yesterday that he felt a little bit of cramp coming up already. So another player where we should see how he does when he trains today.
I'm assuming though that Mo wasn't happy about being left out. Therefore, what's his reaction been like since? What kind of conversations have you had with him?
No, that's a fair assumption, and that's a normal reaction from a player that's good enough to play for us.
Listen, like with Mo, guys, if that's his reaction, some people say in normal circumstances, good that he reacted that way. But I look at it from a point of view of my brother. Like, you've done nothing all season. You haven't even kicked the ball all season. How dare you, question you being left out? This is not a small club. This is not, Burnley FC. This is Liverpool FC. You've got to fight for your position. You've got to do by any means for your position. Don't come out and being upset. Support the young Leicesters who's supposed to take your place eventually. You're 33-year-old going to 34 in June. So have some dignity as a player. I support Mo Salah. I'm a big fan of Mo Salah. But his reactions at times is what puts me off. Yeah, you can be angry, but be more respectful at the same time as well, my brother. You know what I mean? Don't be a selfish guy. You haven't kicked the ball all season. We're in a mess because of players not performing like yourself. If you can't work hard for the team and they can get someone else to do that job and you're winning the games, support the guys. Because that's what you're there for as well, as a senior player. Lead by example. That's what you're supposed to do, Mo. You're at the age now, leading by example. Do you actually love Liverpool? I would love to sit with him and ask him that question, because if a player loves a football club that gave him everything, he would do by any means necessary for that football to succeed after he left. Like Kenny did for Liverpool. Like Keegan did for Liverpool. Like Fowler's, Gerrard's. Oh, I don't know about Gerrard so much. That team was a mess. But you know what I mean? Leave your football club in a good way, like Jurgen did when he left. That's what I expect from these senior players when they leave. Teach the youngsters, move on. Tommy Smith to Phil Neal. I mean, things like that. Emlyn Hughes to Alan Hansen. Things like that. That's what I want to see. Ray Kennedy to Ronnie Whelan. Ian Rush to John Aldrich. That's what I want to see. Not this behavior, getting angry and all this stuff when you haven't even kicked the ball all season. First of all, you haven't created anything. You haven't scored anything. You haven't even run for the team when we need to defend. So what is your contribution to the team for you to even throw a tantrum, like getting angry? What have you actually done for the football club this season? Just because you did something last season doesn't mean that this season we're going to let you off not working hard for the team. Show me something if you think you should play in the team. Run about. Do something. That's what you got to do. While I'm hearing this, he's angry. Like, for what? What have you done to be angry? Nothing. Crazy, man.
And then I say it mildly because he's been so outstanding for this club for so many years and will be for us in the future. So yeah, of course, a player isn't happy he's not playing. He wasn't the only one who wasn't happy that he wasn't starting. I can tell you, and that's normal. But the way he behaved was as you would expect from a professional he is. But he was very supportive for his teammates. Handled himself really well during the day and yesterday in the session as well. So you cannot be a player that's available every 3 days and play on that high standards if you go with your emotions. But for Mo, he's so disciplined, knows what to do to stay fit. And no matter if he plays well, doesn't play well, if he plays or if he doesn't play, he will always be that top professional. And that's what he was in the last 2 days.
Just check what the plan is for Mo as well. I'm not expecting you to tell me when he's going to be starting again, but I assume you've got a date for him to go to AFCON yet, have you? Or have you not got that yet?
Yeah, we have. I think FIFA who does this? I don't know exactly. But it's the 15th of December. But as always, in these situations, there's a player involved. There's the nation involved, Egypt in this situation, in the club. And there are always talks about what is best for all three of us. So,
just how tough a game are you facing now against Sunderland? Just three defeats in the Premier League this season, and I suppose the surprise package in many ways in the Premier League so far this campaign.
Yeah, a big compliment for the manager because they brought in a lot of new players and they started off so well. I saw the game Chelsea against Arsenal on our way back home. Very high standard game. Two teams that were fighting each other, working so hard, all the players on the pitch. And then I was aware of the fact that Sunderland was the team that beat Chelsea in their stadium and had a draw against Arsenal. So you can look at the league table by looking at them, how good they have done till now. But after that game, knowing that Sunderland is a team that beat Chelsea and had a draw against Arsenal, tells you how strong they must be.
They seem to have a great resilience as well, don't they? I think they showed that against Bournemouth when they went 2-0 down and then went all the way to the whistle. That's going to be a big factor, I suppose, as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Another game where set piece was also very important for them in this situation. So yeah, they've shown great mentality, but not only great mentality, the style they play, the risk they take when they don't have the ball, very high pace game. Players are working so hard, all 11 of them, to get a result. And that's also what I saw with Chelsea Arsenal. But that's and if you play Chelsea Arsenal, you don't do this with 11, you have no chance of winning. So that's why they must be a team that does this. And that's what I saw when I looked them yesterday. And I'm going to watch more of them today. So.
Yeah, make sure you analyze the game better, my friend, because recently you haven't done anything. Coutinho at Liverpool. Oh yes, 100%, Nems. Well, he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Garrincha, yeah, man, you know that. We don't win many FA Cups, do we? No, we don't. We don't really. We I think out of the top teams, we're the lowest, aren't we? Yep, Rivellino was the first. For real. Yeah, 100%, man. He was the first one that did the flip flap. When they do with the skill flip flap. To get out of trouble. Neymar is the second best Brazilian player of all time. Nems, are you 5 years old, bro? Like, come on, my guy. Like, Neymar should not wear. Neymar is not even in the top 10 Brazilians. What are you talking about, bro? Even Ravanilio is more than him. I mean, there's Cafu. There's so many, bro. Roberto Carlos, Socrates. You know what I mean? There's Dunga. I mean, there's so many players, man. I'll pick ahead of him. Those 70s Brazilian sides were proper ballers, yeah. Proper football. Still talked about till today. Yeah, he's not even top 10, bro. He's not even top 10 in my opinion. Mbappe, nah, no thank you very much. Chose money over football. Pele, Ronaldo, Romario, Ronaldinho, Rivellino. Yeah, you're forgetting about some more players there, bro. Where's Rivaldo? Ballon d'Or winner. Neymar's never won the Ballon d'Or. You know what I'm saying? There you go, my guy. What about Di Maria? There you go. You don't know about that one, do you guys? So many Brazilians that were better than that idiot. So many. Bebeto. I mean, World Cup 94. Romario Bebeto partnership. Rai. Socrates' brother. Socrates, you forget about as well. Zico, you're forgetting about on that list. So many Brazilians, I'm telling you, man. Garrincha, I prefer even Kaká is better than Neymar. 100%, Liz. 100%. Hell yeah. JJ, the entertainer. I love JJ Okocha, man. Proper player. I didn't watch Barnes play, but heard his football IQ was on another level. Beans and Toast says 100%, bro. Brilliant footballer, man. My favorite footballer. If you ask me, Liverpool, he's my favorite footballer ever. Would have loved JJ at Liverpool. He would entertain us, that's for sure. Neymar hate. It's not hate. It's just not good enough, bro. If you look at Brazil now, it's because of him. They're this shit. This Brazil I watch is not the Brazil I grew up with. It's not the Brazil that I idolized. They're rubbish, bro. Rubbish, man. No hate, just different of opinions. Yeah, 100% this. Sunderland never say die. Yeah, they're scary, man. They're scary, mate. Much love. Yes. Bean to Beans and Toast. Ana, Neymar, Ronaldinho, Kaká. No, why you keep putting Neymar in there, bro? Are you 5 years old? Allow that.
So a very hardworking team with also a very clear identity how they want to play off the ball and on the ball.
And just to come back to something that you mentioned about Mo, if I may, then, which essentially, I suppose, he plays like he's superhuman, but the reality is he is a human being. Do we have to remember that sometimes?
Fortunately, for the time I've been here, I didn't have to remember you to that because he's been a superhuman being, or what was your words?
Yes,
Superhuman
he's
being.
a human being.
But as all players around the world, there are also faces in your time at the club that you are human, is the way you put it. And but yeah, he scored so many goals for us, and I'm sure he will in the future.
Thank you.
Can I just clarify the 15th December date? Is that negotiable? You were suggesting there may be some movement around that, possible movement around that?
I think the way we've worked at this club, and I've worked in the past, is always that there is a communication between all three: the player, the club, and the country. So that's nothing new. That's always the same. Also, when they come back, when they go. So, but I think, is it FIFA who did this? FIFA, yeah. They've said the 15 is the last date. I assume a player has to be released.
So would that mean, even if there wasn't any negotiation, you'd be available for Brighton and then go, or would it go before the Brighton game?
What is the date we play Brighton? Is 15?
13.
There's your answer. Yeah.
Can I just check as well then, you touched already the likes of Isaac, Wirtz and Gomez and their fitness status. I presume is it not possible for them to play 3 games in a week? And if that is the case, then you have to make a decision on which game they out of the next 2 they play.
I think they're not able to play 3 times 90. That's for sure. And now I have to wait and see how they feel today, if they are able to play tomorrow from the start again. But that all 3 of them can be involved in all 3 games. If they don't get an injury, that's a fair assumption to make.
And just with Mo and Man again, is there sort of an indication from your end that the next week or so you could perhaps try out a few things to see how the team copes with that, Mo?
You see, guys, every time they're mentioning Mo, this is what I'm saying. This is the reporters that's, asking those questions to disrupt Liverpool Football Club, if you know what I mean. They're doing it by any means necessary. And that's the whole point I've been trying to make to you guys. They don't, they just want Liverpool to have problems. That's the whole point. They want Liverpool to not win again, if you know what I mean. So they're willing to do anything to disrupt that. They keep talking about Mo. This is not Mo FC. This is Liverpool FC. So we don't need to talk about that. Liverpool won their last game without Mo even coming on the pitch. Not even as a sub. But they're still trying to put it in there to, get some, answers which are out of line. And this is what Arne Slot does sometimes. He caters to these people. So I want to see his response to this. But let me read out the comments still, man. Do you think we sign Semenyo? Yes, we do. We have to sign, because us having to get rid of Diaz has cost us this season, bro. When there's no competition for places, the players that's playing in that position are too comfortable, and their form, fluctuates. It goes up and down. And you see with Gakpo, he performs sometimes, he's the worst player on the pitch sometimes. He performs sometimes, he's the worst player on the pitch sometimes. So we need that competition for places. And Semenyo is 3 players in one. He could play in the right, he could play on the left, and he could play as a withdrawn striker as well. So he could play in multiple positions. I like Semenyo. I hope we'll get him. If we get Semenyo, need to act fast, as Man City are looking as well. I don't think Man City is going to look for anyone at the moment, bro, because Pep Guardiola is going to be obviously leaving Man City. So if they buy players like Semenyo and all that stuff, where are they going to fit in? I mean, the next coach, where's he going to have the finance to, get players in? So yeah, I think Man City are done with the transfers for now. Let me just put it there. I can't see Semenyo going to City. Nah, I can't see that either. Zico, yes, in Flamenco. Oof. Crazy, man. Gerrard is top here. Yeah, Gerrard, man. Yeah, he's up there. He's up there, bro. United love Fozzy. United love us, Fozzy. Yeah, they love us, man. They always think about us. We're always in their mind, rent free. You never hear Liverpool sing about Man United, but they know who the bosses are. They know who rules this league. They know it. Maybe Solskjaer plays in the FA Cup. Solskjaer plays in the FA Cup now. He's been dropping in first team. Who's Solskjaer? Plays in the FA Cup now. Has been dropping in first team. Oh, you mean like Salah? You call him Solskjaer? Maybe, but he's going to the AFCON anyway, bro. He's going to the AFCON. Yeah. My guy is there. My guy. Anfield Raw, man. Big up my brother. Big up my brother. Fozzy, just an observation about Mo. Slot needs to tactically look after Mo. Mo for Egypt now plays narrow, not wide. Egypt are using Mo as a link striker. It's time we did the same. Look after our legend. The thing is, Anfield Raw, what we need to be careful of in regards to, Liverpool Football Club, not Mo Football Club, Liverpool Football Club, is we need to look after what we need to win games, not what Mo needs. I think the issue that we're having right now, and that's something I got to talk about Liverpool fans in general, Anfield Raw. We're too drawn into individual players than the years. That's why I say the 20-year fans, the ones who understood football 20 years ago, they've got this fascination with individual players, which doesn't make sense to me. I want to win titles, which means I want my football club to have a team on the pitch that can win titles. But for some reason, the modern day fans, the 20-year fans, I call them, they don't care about winning. They only care what's good for that player, not what's good for the football club. And that's what I keep advising people. Get away from this stuff individually. The team needs to perform on the pitch. The team needs to win on the pitch. The team needs to get those titles on a consistent basis. I'd rather, if you ask me, I love Mo. I'm not all about these guys who are turning on him, calling him this and that. I wish he won the title last season and walked away. That's what I wish for his sake. But now we're looking at him. He looks his age. He's not willing to retire from international football to prolong his club career. He's willing to leave Liverpool in a bad position to go and play for the Egyptian team during the season. Then what's the point? What's the point keeping a player like that? You know what I mean? He's 33, heading towards 34, still playing international football, traveling all around the world with Egypt, which he shouldn't anymore. He should be prolonging his club career, which is staying at Liverpool and, getting us over these difficult stages and build a legacy. But he chose not to. It's not our fault. It's his fault. So as I was saying, he's put himself in that position, not us. What we need to do now is concentrate on Liverpool Football Club, not what tactics we should use to cheer up Mo Salah. It's all about the new players. It's all about the future of Liverpool. It's all about retaining the titles that we're going to lose probably at the end of the season and all that stuff next season. So we need to wake up, guys. Right? Stop this fascination with Gerrard taking over as a Liverpool manager. Stop this fascination with Salah getting back into the team, because there's nothing to do. If Salah can run up and down that wing, I think he'll be in the team, but he's not doing it. So this is why the team looks different against West Ham. 0 shots on target from West Ham. Billy Bonds, the late great Billy Bonds died. Rest in peace. They were trying their best, but Liverpool just didn't let them. And I don't think enough credit was given to Liverpool in that game either. West Ham was in a good run. I think 2 wins and a draw. So, as I said, I'm not here to cater for Salah. I'm here to cater for Liverpool Football Club. So let's concentrate on that, guys. There's too much. In the old days, yeah, I know I keep going back to that. If you look at Liverpool's greatest teams, what did we used to do? We used to change over. Remember? Eminem Hughes, Alan Hansen, Kevin Keegan, Kenny Dalglish, That's what we used to do. Rolling. Tommy Smith, Phil Neal. I mean, keep going like this. Maintain the success. No nostalgia. Not keeping players because we love them, even that they're the wrong side of the age of playing football. We kept on rolling. Reselled. We got resale value for them. He's 29. Jimmy Case is 29. Can we sell them? Sell him to Brighton? Yes. You could go to Brighton. Sammy Lee, take over. Like this. That's how it was. Ray Kennedy, he's past it now. He's getting older. Get rid of him. Ronnie Whelan. Let's do this. That's how it was. Keep rolling. Keep the success. But, get players beforehand, a couple of years before, they're going to replace the other one. So they can learn under them and replace them. Keep rolling. Keep rolling with the success. This nostalgia FC, after the 30 years, is what got us in this problem that we're having at the moment. There's too much of our fan base reminiscing on players continuously when they are past their best. That's the saddest thing. That's the saddest thing, man. And we forgot our winning mentality. Liverpool don't have that winning mentality anymore. Even though we won the league last season, normal circumstances, from if it was the 70s and 80s, Liverpool will retain the title if they dominated the season before. But it is what it is, man. It's up to you guys. Like, I know, like, these 20-year-old fans, like, who started supporting the club obviously a long time ago, but understanding football 20 years ago, are too much of a nostalgia fans. They're too much reminiscent fans, and that's why the club does not move on to the standards of, as it should, be the best club in the country. Liverpool, that's what they used to do, guys. There's no like feeling sorry for ourselves if a big player leaves. We replace them quick. Don't waste any time. And that's how we maintain that success. That's why those players are respected, because they were successful in a way of consistency, which we don't have in the modern day. The last league title we won before this was 5 years ago. You know what I mean? That's not Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool Football Club should be waiting 5 years for a league title. Should be a continuous thing. Once you win something, you build on the next one. Then you build on the next one. And then you build on the next one. That's what you're supposed to do. This reminiscing and all that stuff. Gerrard as the manager. If Gerrard was so good as a manager, where is he now? Why isn't he managing a team? Why do we have to, get second-rate managers? Like, he's not even second-rate. He's third-rate manager. The guy couldn't make it at Aston Villa. Couldn't make it at El Tefach, whatever he called it. Couldn't do nothing there. Why would we have him as a manager at Liverpool Football Club? Why? Because we love Gerrard. That's it. Not his managerial skills. Come on, man. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. Sunderland are consistent so far. Could end up top 4, but they have a few AFCON players. Yeah, there's a lot of AFCON players going in it. Thank you, Liz. Appreciate that, darling. Thank you. Can see United lose. We'll see, bro. We'll see. I've always said Salah needs a different role. I don't think it's a different role, bro. Like, I wish he sailed away last season, mate. That's what I wish. Freestyle with his natural football makes sense. Yes, here you go. Messi is the greatest of all time. Oh my gosh. Nems, you are 5 year ago fan, innit? Let's be honest. Fozzie, growing up during the original R9 was a joy to watch. R9 used to do the most exciting player in live matches. Or used to be the most exciting player in live matches. That's what he meant, yeah. 100% Anfield. I've never seen, in live matches I've ever seen. Messi is like that. So Ronaldo for me is under them. Rivaldo I love too. Yeah. Ronaldo, listen, man, the way we as football fans were around Ronaldo back in the day, I don't think any player gave us that eye-opening performances like Ronaldo, man. Let me just put it that way, bro. Beans and Toads, what's going on, bro? That's why Stevie G will always be a legend. Great player, man. Great player. Baresi was another one, proper leader. Yes, he was, bro. Go and watch World Cup 94. R9 played for PSV, so did Romario. He came after Romario. I forgot about that one. PSV, yeah. Still don't trust Slot. Neither do I, bro. Never trust that maniac. He's a maniac. He's a crazy manager, man. Paul Parker, Des Walker. Yes, Des Walker. What was the saying? You will never beat Des Walker because he was so quick. I mean, that name Walker is always quick. Have you noticed? The Carl Walker, Des Walker. If you watch Des Walker back in the day, guys, very quick. You never beat him in a race. Walk up 90. Go and check it out. Mark Wright and Des Walker. Wow. Yeah, Paul Parker was the right back for Man United. I kept on saying Paul Parker. I was saying Scott Parker, man. If you guys remember Scott Parker when he was a kid, remember he was doing kick-ups on the McDonald's advert back in the day. If you look back, put on YouTube, put Scott Parker McDonald's, then you'll see. Yeah, it used to be in the advert doing kick-ups. Kick-ups was a skill back in the day, believe it or not. Madness. I also feel cheated. I've not seen anywhere near the success of my family. I was born after our dominance. I grew up with Hillsborough tragedy. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I remember that day. Goodness me, man. All over the news, I remember it, man. I was a kid, but I remember it. Fitness is nothing without form. Wow. Go on, MK, with a poetry, sorry. Ronaldinho is my GOAT. I don't blame you. He was a great player. Him with Ronaldo, what a partnership. Also, Romario was like a killer. Best finisher in the history of football, in my opinion, Romario. Deadly finisher. Through on goal, guaranteed goals. I'll tell you a story about Romario. There was a time when Romario was playing for Barcelona. Johan Cruyff was his manager. Johan Cruyff said, Romario wanted to go to the Brazilian Carnival, and Johan Cruyff said to him, okay, if you're going to go to the Brazilian Carnival, I want you to score 2 in our next game. Long to behold, the next game was Real Madrid. Make a long story short, the next game was Real Madrid. And Romario said, okay, if you want me to do that, I'll try it. Romario scored 4 goals in that game, and he was substituted during the game, and he left on the plane after the game. There you go, guys. That's how much of a special. I'll tell you these stories because I was there. You know what I mean? That, like my picture says, match my idols. I was there. Not this one, but the other picture that I got. Look at the stories I'm giving you guys about Maldini's, Romario's, Ronaldinho's, Ronaldo's. Nobody can give you these stories because these people in the modern day, they don't know football. You know what I mean? They're not footballing people. They don't really kick a ball. They don't know nothing. I mean, I used to watch these people, idolize them, and I go on a football pitch in a cage and go and practice what they did in the football game. That's how much football we loved back in the day. Nobody can tell us anything about football. It's natural. I mean, like Maradona as a natural footballer, we're naturally footballing people. That's the difference. I don't need to watch a 90-minute game to know what that football club is all about. I could watch a highlight of Chelsea. I know what kind of a football club they are. That's the difference. These new people, they have to watch the full 90-minute to, judge for themselves. We don't. It's a natural thing because we've been watching it all our lives.
No, I think in a few weeks he's already at the African Cup of Nations. So we have to find then a way to play without him because he's not there. That's true.
And just another one really. So the BBC's been looking at the issue of online abuse in football, and in one weekend at the start of November, the research showed that you were one of the most abused coaches online, and that managers are more likely to be abused than players. So just really, how do you feel about that, and what more needs to be done to eradicate that?
That was probably not after a win, was it?
It was after the City.
After the City game. Yeah. So maybe I accepted it more after the Forest game. But, I think it's abuse is never a good thing. Not if it's about me, if it's about the players, if it's about other managers. That we are criticized, that's completely normal. Even if we're winning, I think this happens. But if it starts with abuse, it's not a good thing. But I am not a social media person. I don't have a social media, so I'm not aware of it. But I'm not stupid. I know it's there. I would be the first manager in the history. No, not in history, because it's only recently that managers get abused online. that if you start to lose, yeah, you're aware of the fact that people are not happy with you. But abuse is definitely not a good thing. But what I notice, what I feel is the support the fans give me in the stadium, because even at 0-0, the fans were singing for the team, but also for me. So that's the support I feel. But I'm not surprised that after our results,
if Arne Slot turns this around, he owes a lot to the Liverpool fan base. You know what I mean? They're saying his name the other day against West Ham. So, any other big club, he would have been sacked 5 games ago. If you know what I mean, he would be nowhere near that club. He'd be gone. That's the difference of Liverpool fans. Big up Wesley, by the way. I could see you, brother, there. Yeah, so he's lucky. He's very lucky he's at Liverpool Football Club. Let me just put it that way. Any other big club, he would have been sacked a long time ago. Even if you won the Premier League, it doesn't matter. You would have been sacked. Look at even Leicester. Ranieri, I think his second season got sacked, didn't he? Because they wasn't doing well after the first season they had. So if Leicester can sack managers as quick as that, what makes Liverpool any different to Leicester? Leicester of all teams, if you know what I mean. No offense, but come on, guys. We've got to be serious here, man. He's just a lucky guy, man. He owes a lot to this football club as a head coach. He did himself wrong. Liverpool fans did not do Arne Slot wrong. He did himself wrong by being an arrogant so-and-so. If he wasn't an arrogant so-and-so, maybe things would have changed. If he started that team that beat West Ham 10 games ago, 9 games ago, 8 games ago, 7 games ago, we won't be in the position that we're in, 9 points behind the leaders of the league and 6 losses in the Premier League, if you know what I mean. So it's his fault. No one to blame but him. He is lucky he's at Liverpool Football Club, because if he's any other big club, a month ago, he would have been gone. So he owes a lot to this football club. Let me just put it that way. If he turns it around, that is.
abuse, but that's in general that's something that should not happen, but unfortunately does happen.
Let me just ask about Joe, because he's had such a tough time over the past few years with injuries and things like that. Been maybe a little bit unlucky, but he comes in on Sunday and doesn't put a foot wrong. How important is it to have not just a player like that, but a character who can come in and do that kind of job for you?
Yeah, it's a skill set he has that after a long time not playing, you can play him again and he just performs as he did before that. And that's something that's not easy, because I've worked with more than a few players that after a certain amount of time without playing, it's difficult for them to get to a certain standard again. So it's definitely one of his skill sets. I also think it was really helpful for him that Dominic Szoboszlai helped him out a lot. Because, like you said, Joe did really well, but he got a lot of help from Dominic as well.
Well, yeah, we don't need to know about that, bro. We just want to know how good Joe Gomez was. Stop this trying to discredit Joe Gomez in his performances. See, this is what I'm saying about this head coach, guys. He just talks too much. Give Joe credit. Joe did well in that game. Give him credit, my guy. Stop bringing Dominic Szoboszlai into this conversation, my guy. We know what Dominic Szoboszlai can do. You don't need to do. Follow my Discord, guys. That's me. I mean, you could reach out to me anytime, and I'm going to try create a group there where we can chat after football and all that stuff. And I'll give you guys a heads up when I'm doing my streams as well. So follow me on the Discord. It's right there on the link, guys. I'll pin it up as well. The poll. Let me put the poll up. What they're saying in the poll. I asked a question about Reece James. I meant to say, let me just put it that way, is Reece James better than Trent? And 70% said yes and 30% said no. That's how the poll is going. But that's my Discord, guys. If you want to chat to me, I'm always on there. Ask Copfather if you don't believe me. We'll always chat on there as well. So we'll try to create a group there where we all can chat whenever you want, really, whenever you want to talk about something.
Hi, Arne. You mentioned there about the support from the crowd in the game against West Ham. I want to think about the last time Liverpool were at home, particularly speaking about fast starts that we did last time, a couple of weeks ago. There was that moment in the very first minute against PSV where Mamoudzashvili kind of held the ball for 20 minutes and you felt that the crowd getting a little bit agitated. against a team like Sunderland, who are going to be quite aggressive and they're pressing quite high. How important do you think it is to try and set the tone with how you play, to try and get that atmosphere going, get everybody on side?
No, that's always important. By the way, in that situation, PSV was also pressing us high, but where PSV normally jumps to the goalkeeper and we can make a triangle. This time they didn't, and I think Josie was prepared for someone that jumped to him. And that's why he waited a little bit longer than usually to find an option. I think there was only in one moment, but it's never helpful. So Sunderland are a similar team than PSV was in that moment. For the rest of the game, I think PSV was in a low block, which we didn't expect them to be, but which they did. But Sunderland combines both. So they are either pressing you really high or 11 players defend in and around the 16 with all they have. And that's why they are such a difficult team to play against. But it's in general, it's important to start a game of football well, ideally, even by scoring a goal. But yeah, that's what both teams want. And we are going to try that tomorrow. Better than we did recently, because recently, except for the West Ham game, we've conceded in the start of the game.
James.
Arne, can I just check on Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong, where they up to with their rehab?
Conor got into a training session yesterday for the first time.
Team training.
Team training, yeah. How do you say this? Not everything 100% yet, so we have to manage that a little bit.
Yeah, with Conor Bradley, guys, like, I don't know about you. How much more can we take of this kid? Like, playing and getting injured and playing and getting injured. It's just too much of the same with this kid, man. We need to start doing something. Maybe we need to look for another right back that's going to be consistently playing for the football team, like that can help out the team. I know we've got Frimpong, but Frimpong is like bloody Naby Keita at the moment. I mean, you've never been injured. You never had a hamstring, at Leverkusen. But for some reason, for Liverpool, each time you come back, you got a hamstring again. So, guys, I think we need to start looking for a right back, a regular one at that as well, that's going to be consistently playing for this football club, and solid one as well. It don't have to be all about attack. The defensive side, I think every team is doing that. Everybody's doing a Kyle Walker kind of right back. Look at Arsenal, Timber, similar to Kyle Walker, pacey. Nobody gets past him. Joins up with the play when he can, but mainly his role is to defend for the team. Like someone like Doku doesn't give you problems every single time when you face a tricky winger. If you know what I mean, that's what we need, a right back like that. Great that Vinicius Junior is better than Doku. Let's be honest there. Bradley did a pretty good job against him, but that's on a smaller pitch. When he was in a bigger pitch against Doku, look what happened, guys. Like, he got dominated. So it depends how the pitch is. If it's a big wide pitch, he struggles with. But if it's a small narrow pitch, Bradley does well in. But yeah, we need another right back. We need a consistent one in that, because if you get another right back, that means competition for places, isn't it? And the likes of Frimpong and Bradley have to up their game if they want to be part of the first team, or they'll be gone. That's how it is.
So don't get your hopes up too soon, too fast. But the good thing is that he does certain parts with the group already, and we expect the same with Jeremy next week. So the two of them come back, but unfortunately, we play a lot of games in the upcoming week. So Jeremy, if he's training with us next week, he will miss out on 3 more games, for example. Yeah. So the two of them come back.
With Conor, do you think tomorrow will come too soon, but maybe the weekend he could be available for Leeds?
Yeah, I hope he will be available for Leeds. Yeah.
That's going to be a difficult game. Yeah.
That's
That's the type of game we actually lose Leeds, away. It's going to be a difficult game, guys. So prepare yourselves for next weekend. That could be a banana skin, as they say. So it could be a slippery one. Yeah, so this game, I see Liverpool winning by 3-0, I said, in my other prediction in this game. I think we're going to win by 3-0. Sunderland will give us some problems, but I think it's going to be like an Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Liverpool doing 2 wins out of 2. The possible banana skin will be Leeds, I think, after this. So just keep an eye on that, man. Final one is Man United versus West Ham. Yeah, Man United. You know what someone said about Man United, guys? The Everton game was a blip. You know what I mean? They didn't expect, 10 men to perform like that. After that, the way they performed against Palace was pretty impressive. But then again, Palace always lose after international football, so after European football. So yeah. This game is gonna be Man United win for sure, man. It's gonna be something like 3-1, maybe. West Ham will get 1 goal, maybe something like that. Can't see this as a draw. It's a sure win for Man United. 8 o'clock on Thursday, by the way. It's not going to be on Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. It's going to be on Thursday, this one, 8 o'clock. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it as well. I might do a watch along. You never know. I've been doing a lot of watch alongs because the channel is not just about Liverpool Football Club anymore. It's about everybody else as well. Yeah, so let me just read out the comments before I get out of here. Bloody, I've done it over 2 hours. Impressive, eh? Yeah, Johnny Walker will make you slower, though. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. What are you saying here? Chiesa should be competing for the left wing too. Yeah, 100%, bro. But unfortunately, our head coach doesn't want him to play. Don't know why. Big up, bro, Wesley, man. Big up, my guy. I always find you to be a sensible fan. Why is it that you never give Arsenal enough credit, bro? I did. What are you talking about? I always give credit, man. I've changed my channel. I've said, you know what I mean? I'm going to talk about other teams. I've been giving Arsenal a lot of credit. Sorry, Wesley. I have. If you haven't watched me all the time, it's not my fault. I do give Arsenal credit. You know what I mean? But their attacking side, creativity is a problem. You can't draw with 10 men like that, bro. You should have done better, in my opinion. Yeah, any other team sure would have been sacked. 100%, Hugo. There's no doubt. Big teams don't wait around. Even smaller teams like Leicester got rid of their manager when he wasn't performing. So connect to us knowledgeable. Sorry. Acknowledged. So connect to us, acknowledge us, show some passion. Wow. Poet. This manager is so boring. Yeah, he is, man, to be fair. Let's be honest, man. Romario scored 2 goals in 20 minutes and then asked to be sub because his plane was going to leave in an hour. What a legend. I remember, man. I think he scored something like 4 goals in that game. Something like that, anyway. The guy is special, man. Very special player. 100%. So as I said, this game's going to finish, Man United winning it. It's nothing else, but nothing less. Yeah, guys, I'm done. I'm done. If you like my preview and all that stuff, please like the channel. And if you want to chat to me, please go in the comment section down below. And I should be back maybe today, sometime today. I might do something. You never know. But I should be back tomorrow with a watch along. I don't know which game it maybe it's the Arsenal game. That Wesley saying I don't give credit to Arsenal. Don't know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah, if it was an LRFC channel, yes, I didn't give credit to Arsenal, but now I'm giving credit to everybody. You should check my TikTok out. You might like my TikTok. I get a lot of views on TikTok, so go and check my TikTok out. Then you'll see how much credit I give to Arsenal. Trust me, you're missing out. All right, my brothers and sisters, thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.